Hello and welcome to Sarge's Custom Tutorials. Today we're just going to be doing a quick unboxing and review for the NECA Dungeons & Dragons Elkhorn Ultimate Action Figure. I don't have any particular attachment to Dungeons & Dragons. I did play when I was younger a little bit. I've always loved fantasy, sword and sorcery type movies. I know these are based on a toy line, but that particular toy line was before my time. But these figures, like most NECA figures, just all look amazing. I really want to get Duke, but I haven't been able to get my hands on him yet. I was able to snag Elkhorn today, and the figure, like most NECA figures, looks amazing, but also just comes jam-packed full of accessories, so pretty excited to get this guy out of the box and see what we got. See in the package here, holy cannoli, he comes with everything you could ever want, it seems. Now, taking a closer look at the figure, as I mentioned, like mostly all NECA figures, it's just chock full of detail and paint. Really well done. Great face sculpt, great texture. Paint apps are top notch. I didn't have to do all of his joints, move pretty well out of the box. I didn't have to heat it up at all. It's definitely recommended to do so with most NECA figures, but this guy was surprisingly ready to go out of the box. His wrist pivot is a little bit stiff, but not too bad. It didn't scare me to move it. Just look at the back of the figure. Really looks good all over. He's got a spare yelling head. Also looks amazing. These ponytails on the back of each head actually come out. They're articulated with a swivel, and they do come out. His accessories are plentiful. Big double-sided hammer there. Kind of a pickaxe hammer here. This big, beautiful axe. All the paint apps on all of these, there's washes and paint on all of them. They all just look amazing. Little hand axe. Little dagger, which fits nicely in his sheath there. Pretty good torch. It's translucent plastic with some paint on it. It looks really good. Same wash on the wood. Here, I'm assuming these are some accessories from the Dungeons and Dragons game that I do not know about, but they are also look really good. Comes with a little jug of ale or wine or whatever, what have you, mead maybe. So that's pretty cool. He has this really nice looking backpack. Says when you're oh wow, it opens too. I didn't know that. Holy cow. So you can actually put stuff in there. That's really cool. Kind of clips under right there, sort of. Really good paint on there. Good detail. You know, all the buckles and buttons are painted. Really looks nice. Has this really nice long sword and scabbard. Sits in there nicely. It's not going to fall out. It's not in there too tight. It comes out easy, but it's pinched in there just enough, and this actually pegs onto the side of his backpack, which is really cool. I love when figures have the ability to hold all of their, or most of their weapons. There's no way he's going to hold all of his stuff because he's just got so much. So a really nice shield, some battle damage there, good paint detail even on the inside, looks really good. Last but not least, he has some extra hands. He has different gripping hands, I'm assuming for different sized weapons. Even though all the hands have paint washes on them and they look really good. And for some comparison shots, here he is with some customized Masters of the Universe Masterverse figures. We have a Conan and a Red Sonja. Here he is with some McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is with my custom Dwarf Warrior made from a Masters of the Universe Origins figure. Here he is with some customized Marvel Legends figures. This is the Hercules figure, the vintage carded Hercules, and here's the Power Princess. Here he is next to another NECA figure. This is the Gargoyles Hudson. Here he is with some customized AEW figures. These are both Stu Grayson figures. And finally, here he is with two customized Zezre Studios Combatants figures. As far as articulation goes, his head is on, feels like probably a double ball peg, or maybe his neck has a ball peg in it. You're not going to get much motion because of the big beard here, but you get enough for a dwarf. He's not going to be in any super dynamic poses. Oh, yeah, you see the hair I talked about was just kind of pegged in there. You're not going to get any super dynamic poses with him, but you don't need to. He's a dwarf. He's just going to be running straight forward with a giant hammer. Doesn't look up very much or down, but has a little bit of tilt. And can turn his head. The shoulders, don't think they're on butterfly joint, but they do move around a little bit. Double two joints for the elbows, and that's where you get your 90 degree and your swivel, and the wrists swivel and hinge. I don't think there's anything in the abdomen other than at the waistline there's a ball peg in there. He gets okay movement. The hips are actually really good, almost full splits. He has thigh swivel. It's just a single jointed knee, and it's not great. And that's where you get your swivel there as well. Your thigh swivel, or there's additional thigh swivel and a swivel at the knee. And he has hinged and forward-facing pin for a ankle rocker. The backpack doesn't have a peg, it just has this kind of clip here, and it hooks onto this strap going across his back, which is pretty cool. Actually gonna take that off to get it out of the way. And you slip the clip behind the strap, and there you go. Got his backpack on, he's got his sword. Clip the hair back in. Let's put some weapon holding hands on him. Let's give him the bigger hand so we can put one of these giant hammers or axes in his hand. The plastic feels pretty soft, which is nice because then you can easily get the weapons into his hands. Alright, you got a beefy, battle-ready, angry dwarf coming at you, ready to rock and roll. Just such a great-looking figure. Pretty good movement in the shoulders and arms to get some pretty good poses. Wonder. It shows on the box that he's holding the sword with two hands in front of him. Your beard is obviously in the way a little bit, but yeah, he would be able to get it with two hands. Can't do much movement with them once they're together on the sword, and the beard is kind of sticking the head there, but he can do it, which not many figures actually can do. Let's also see what we can get. Got a cool hand axe here. Get a little Assassin's Creed 3 action going on there. Looking pretty good. Overall, a really great figure. It doesn't have a ton of articulation in the legs, but it's a dwarf. You don't need that, you know, many crazy... Oh, look, he's got a cool... You can probably put his... I'm sure you could put one of the bigger axes in here too, if you squeezed him through. But look at that. Got so axe on one side, sword on the other. This is a really great figure. Maybe he's got... Hammer, get them all loaded out. And you can store the extra hands inside the bag. Look at that. That's really awesome. As far as customizing goes, I don't think I'm going to really do much to him. His pants are very bright. And I know that is a callback to the original action figure, but I will probably do... There is already a little bit of a wash on there, but I will probably go back over and do a heavier black wash and maybe make them just a little darker, or maybe paint over it entirely with a darker green, more of like an army green or something like that, just to kind of match the browns just a little bit closer. It does pop out on the shelf, which is nice, but it's just a little bit too bright for my taste, so I'll most likely do that. But otherwise, the figure's pretty great as is. I'm not going to do anything. Really awesome figure from NECA, as always. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below and let me know how I can make these videos more enjoyable or more informative in the future. And thanks again for stopping in for Sarge's Custom Tutorials.